There we are.
Hey now. Live from the Lucas Oil Studios, it's Horsepower Hump Day. Because every NASCAR fan needs a push of the old bumper to get them over that hump.
Stop. Oh, my God.
Here's Kenny, Crash, Richie, and Cole. Let's get humping, boys.
Freak Nation, there isn't a race that you can't get through in the NASCAR Cup Series and some other races, frankly, other series, without one driver or rider holding up a freaking Celsius can. Now we know what the hell's in those cans. We'll get to that story coming up here in the Freak Nation. Austin Hill gets bumped big time. I mean big time, but Christopher Bell doesn't. I need someone to explain that to me. Chicagoland may be coming in. Mexico City is gone. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. says there may be another drop coming. We'll explain to it here in the Freak Nation. Wednesdays are hump days here with the Freaks. Be sure to be a part of this big old thing, 5 o'clock Eastern and 2 o'clock Pacific here in the Freak Nation. I am tired of looking at my face on that camera. There we go, Cody. Give me 5 seconds on an open, then get back to these better-looking people here in the Freak Nation. Richard C. Suave is back after a long weekend at Comic-Con. And are you a better person now that you hung out in San Diego with future NASCAR fans to be hanging out on the Navy base there, my friend?
I went completely no contact this weekend. I don't think I said a word to you guys all weekend.
No, you didn't. Yeah. I was actually a little worried about you. I'm like,
We felt the love.
somebody had contact with him.
So as far as you guys know, I could have ended up in the naval base hoopty law or whatever the heck we called it last week.
Who's gal?
The Who's Gal, thank you. But yeah, it was a great time. It was nice to get out of the heat. And I have no idea what happened this weekend. So as far as I know, there was no racing and nothing happened. Good night. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Glad to see you are refreshed.
Well, if you missed the show, Richie, we had Sean Reed with us on Sunday night. His interview will be up on YouTube around 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. That interview with him, all 20 minutes of it. Sean Reed was in a horrible top fuel accident, and all he lost, and I mean that in all seriousness, was a finger and maybe some bruised ribs and probably a few brain cells as well. It's a great interview with Sean Reed. He gives you a little behind the scenes of what he experienced hitting the wall at about 290 miles an hour.
Bottom line is this. What does a 330 mile an hour top fuel pilot do with Hello Kitty?
Yes.
I mean, that's just okay.
Right. We also had Raja Karuth, NASCAR Truck Series pilot, running for a championship, and Alex Palou, who continues to set freaking records in the IndyCar Series, and frankly is on the verge of eclipsing A.J. Foyt and Mario Andretti with race wins, Freaks. Mm-hmm. How's it going, guys?
If he wins out, there's 3 more IndyCar races this season. If he wins out, he will sit atop the list over A.J. Foyt and Al Unser Sr. It is Al Unser Sr., right? Yes. Who are tied at 10 wins in one season. He will beat them because there's 3 more races left, which means if he wins out, he would have 11 wins on a season.
I mean, I would imagine he gets at least 2 more to tie.
Exactly.
At
I
least,
agree.
right?
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Either way.
Portland, Nashville, Milwaukee. So 2 ovals and a road course. Yeah.
That would be his second oval race win, right? If he wins one of those last.
Oh, no. He's got Indy. He's got Iowa. He's got...
Did he win?
Yes, he did.
He won the second
Yeah,
Iowa.
have you not been paying attention? Have you been the one on vacation? Actually, I think you were on vacation when...
I think I was when they had the 2 races. That's right.
Yeah. So
it was Pato
But that
and
was
Alex.
a couple weeks ago, so he should know by now.
All right.
All good.
We will fact check all of you other happy bastards in the next 60 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right. Deal?
Let's go.
Freak Nation, Austin Hill seems to be the one stealing the headlines for NASCAR this week, outside of the fact that we know that Mexico City is gone next year. I think we all knew that was coming.
Well, we talked about that last Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
Mexico City is gone.
Just for a year.
Cole Cusimano's favorite track on the circuit is back, possibly Chicagoland.
Yeah.
Would you give your left testicle to hang out at Chicagoland?
No, not at all.
I mean, you talk about it like it's the freaking savior of all.
No, I was just happy to hear that it might return because the mile and a halfs with this current car, they run so well. But, I mean, it wasn't my favorite track when it was on the circuit with the Gen 4 car, whatever it was.
Right.
Do you see a monster outside Chicagoland?
Car. Exactly. No, I just think it'll be good competitively with this car.
But all that aside, it seems that Austin Hill is unceremoniously stealing the headlines this week, Freak Nation. We talked about it Sunday night, where Austin Hill, some say intentionally, evidently NASCAR says intentionally, wrecked Aric Almirola. This, of course, is in the Xfinity Series. And Austin Hill has how many race wins this year?
A lot.
Yeah, shit ton. So let's just set this up for you, Freak Nation. We'll start with the accident. We'll go to the pits, and we'll discuss. So let's go to the accident at Indianapolis Motor Speedway between Austin Hill and Aric Almirola.
Oh, as you see the 19. Oh, what a save! Oh, no!
What a hard hit for the 19.
Wow.
Caution out, 10 to go.
Okay, before you guys react to this next question from me, think about it. Probably not going to change your GDM mind. You guys are all freaking punks anyway. If Austin Hill wouldn't have said this, do you think we'd still be talking about a suspension? Go ahead and play the bit with Austin Hill in the pits talking about NASCAR.
Hold it for 5 laps for reckless driving.
Oh, they can go themselves. NASCAR. That is bull. I'm sideways. I go to correct it back to the left. It gets locked to the left, and I can run into the 19.
Well, I don't think that's going to help at all.
Jamie McMurray with the win.
Yes.
If we didn't have that, well, CW didn't have that, show that, would we still be talking about a suspension, Crasher, of Austin Hill?
I am so glad you brought that up, because that was exactly my argument for what I believe why he got a suspension. Because, okay, back when Austin Cindric did not get a suspension for hooking the right rear at COTA, that reasoning was because the speeds were slower, it was on a road course. The reasoning then for this leading to a suspension is because of the higher speeds at Indianapolis. And yes, we all agree that, okay, that is what it is. We won't talk about Christopher Bell until a little bit later, but you can't tell me, especially without scientific data that shows the steering wheel, which they don't have in the Xfinity Series. This is the exact same argument I made on Sunday night. You can't tell me that without absolute proof that he did this intentionally, which no, there's 2.5 seconds there, and he's already trying to recover from this wreck. No, I see his gloves. I know that you guys want to point that out, but I still think that the wheel is going in such odd directions. He is not properly mentally going through things in 2.5 seconds to go, bam, that's on you, Aric. There's no motive for him to get back at Aric. There's just not enough conclusive evidence to actually make this turn into a suspension, in my opinion. That's an unpopular opinion. I get it. You all have made your case on social media, including NASCAR. And NASCAR's drivers in the race control room had said, oh, yeah, that's intentional. I love drivers in race control, but I know there can be a little bit of bias in their heads as well. So I weigh that back and forth in my head. I don't think that this was intentional, though, guys. I think that just comes down to that. You don't have enough proof. It's inconclusive, even with the videos that have been seen on many different angles.
All right, defendant. Let's hear from the plaintiff, Cole Cusimano.
Yeah, so for me, to answer your question, I think that him calling out NASCAR had absolutely zero implications on this ruling. And I think what you brought up is a good point about nothing being conclusive, because as was made apparent, there's no SMT data for the Xfinity Series, which is a major oversight in my opinion.
Yes.
But Denny Hamlin mentioned on Actions Judgmental that with those Xfinity cars, when you overcorrect or when you correct the car, the wheel can lock to the left. So that could be a thing that happened to where it wasn't intentional. However, you see the play beforehand where Aric Almirola clearly gets into Austin Hill, and Austin Hill has a track record reputation for being a very aggressive driver on track. It's hardly his first time. It's hardly his fifth time, probably. So I think for that reason, I think NASCAR had enough, the fans had enough, the competition had enough to where it's like, okay, this was blatantly obvious, despite having no SMT data, that you're getting parked. I'm sorry, it has to happen.
Hey, Cody, just a second. Cody, as we're talking about it, go ahead and run it underneath the video. Run it, but the audio just a bit. And when we're talking about it, we're gonna react to Austin Hill's ability or inability to escape Aric Almirola. So here's the video again
2.5 seconds.
of
Okay.
Austin Hill, according to NASCAR, intentionally wrecking Aric Almirola. Go ahead and roll it.
There's
Now-
a tap. And a big spin.
I just don't see him turning that hard with those white gloves, Cole. I just don't see
It's left, by the way.
You
but yeah,
don't
I
see
don't
him
either.
turning the wheel?
Not as drastic as this right there. Okay, there's that.
Yeah.
And then there's just a little bit.
I mean, his hand was at 11 o'clock when he made that
Yeah.
impact.
Okay, well,
but again,
what-
like Denny said, it could have locked. That's how these cars work. We don't
Right.
really know. I do want to also mention here.
Yeah, keep running it.
Glove up.
Glove
up high,
The
yeah.
implications of this one race suspension are huge because he had 3 wins. That's 3 bonus points right there. He also had 6 stage wins. That's another 6 bonus points, so 9 in total for the championship later on in the year. So that's a really, really big deal.
He also has not, as far as I'm seeing up until now, he has not officially been granted a waiver by NASCAR yet.
No.
Which is that's my big question about this is, to me, and I'm going to equate this a little bit to what happened to Austin Dillon at Richmond last year, where Austin Dillon won that race and then later was reprimanded by NASCAR to not be playoff eligible. So my question here is, why should Austin Dillon be playoff eligible if he got suspended? He shouldn't be playoff eligible at all.
Because of his consistency in points overall?
No. Because he should not be granted a waiver because he was suspended for his on-track actions. So I don't know. I don't understand why.
I see what you're saying.
Like, so what's the reprimand here, right? Why, if you miss a race, because I think that what happened to Denny Hamlin was a little bit different. Because he had a kid or whatever. That's fine, but you should not be granted a waiver if you get suspended by NASCAR for your on-track actions. That's my sticking point here. Is as good as Austin Hill has been this year, I don't think he should be playoff eligible. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Cole, but the Cup Series is a lot different because of the charter system. In the Xfinity Series, there are no charters, right?
Correct.
So things should be a little bit different. And if you get suspended for your on-track actions, you should not be playoff eligible. And for me.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think when safety is on the line, and that's been a major topic of concern in NASCAR forever, I'm not turned off to that claim. So, I mean, I agree, actually.
So I'm curious, like, I think it's expected that he will get this waiver and he'll just get his playoff points stripped. But
he will get the waiver?
He will get the waiver from NASCAR to be playoff eligible because he missed a race. Yes.
To continue
likely.
in the
He
playoffs.
probably will.
Man, that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah.
It seems like NASCAR's talking out of both sides
That's
of
a
their mouth.
whole new
Yeah.
can of
And
worms.
I haven't seen this conversation on the internet. So this is just me reacting to this, coming back from this, coming back from my weekend away. And I'm curious why this isn't more of a talking point. Because I think there is a big difference between missing a race if you're Kyle Larson because he couldn't get to the Coca-Cola 600 last year because he was at another race.
He was at another race. Let that settle in.
Yeah, and that's really the reason why NASCAR implemented this rule in the first place. Is I've referred to it in the past as the Kyle Larson rule,
Yep.
and that's why they came up with this idea to get rid of your playoff points as a little bit of a reprimand. So, Denny Hamlin missed a race because Mexico City because his partner had a baby.
But
So
and he's not playoff eligible for that, right?
he is.
No,
playing.
He is.
No,
he
he's
got
not,
the
right?
waiver.
No, but really,
he got a
well,
waiver.
He missed a race.
He
What's
got
the
a
problem?
waiver.
Well,
He
He
got a
missed.
waiver.
I don't give a damn.
Well, NASCAR.
Keep your freaking penis out of your old lady in time and tag it to when it's November and December.
Oh, because you know how easy that is.
You want it black and white, or do you guys want to go by your
Whoa,
text
whoa,
today
whoa.
about inconsistencies?
If you want.
You miss a race. I don't
come
care.
on.
I'm not saying I'm for it, but if you guys are going to make that goddamn argument, then I have to be able to make that argument. If you miss a race, but if your old lady has a baby and you're not Richard Childress, we're going to give you a waiver, Kyle
Not
Larson.
Richard Childress. Well, it isn't black and white, though. So in the Kyle
Right.
Larson rule, as Richie said, it says there are exemptions for if a driver has a baby or if there's an injury. So that falls into that category for Denny Hamlin.
Sure.
Suspensions, though, are not.
No. And that could have been prevented easily. And I don't know if you saw this,
So
Richie.
could sex.
Oh,
I
stop
guess,
it.
I guess so.
prevented.
No,
It could be
no.
prevented. You're
Yeah.
right.
No, not when you're...
Bag
nope,
it, baby.
nope,
Bag
nope,
it, Hamlin.
Nope.
But the big thing...
Bag it?
Yeah.
Really? No, he has a family, a growing family. And guess what? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Don't even go with that argument. You are ridiculous.
Oh my God! Oh, the big thing here too is that the safety issue. Like
Cody's face.
I don't know if you saw Richie.
Put the camera on Cody's face. Go. Why is your mouth open? Why?
Mouth agape.
What's the problem?
If Sean Reed was in the Cup Series and he lost a finger in this race, would you still bag it, Kenny?
I would say bag it. I would say you can't make the playoffs.
Why would you take away playoffs from a guy who just injured himself putting on a product for your
You miss
program?
a race. It's black and white. You miss a race.
It's
Medical
not black and white.
Medical. There's been too many wrecks this last couple of weeks. Medical exemptions are necessary.
So how can they prove that Austin Dillon intentionally wrecked Aric Almirola? How can they prove it? Austin Hill. How can they prove it?
I think they can't.
It's all subjective.
They can't.
I wanted to hear Richie's take on that because it was your first time seeing that. Do you think it was intentional?
I mean, I was kind of looking at the discourse over the last little bit, and I was listening to Holler Talk on my way in today, my favorite podcast. And first of all, I was shocked to learn that there was no data in these cars.
Right.
Like,
Me too.
It's 2025. What are we doing? You just can't put a little computer chip in these cars, and then that solves the entire problem.
Exactly.
Here is the piece of incriminating evidence to me that leads me to believe that this was intentional. Austin Hill obviously has denied it. However, Richard Childress Racing is not appealing the suspension.
They didn't hesitate. It's like that freaking press release was out 30 minutes after that dropped, right?
Honestly, though, if we go off of, and I know Richie might not have seen this, if we go off of Richard's mood post-race, I think they're just like, fuck it. I'm so tired of NASCAR. Just let it go. We'll figure it out otherwise.
Do we have that still in there?
I love that video.
Richie, have you seen this, Richie?
Yes, I did.
This
I
is
saw it
Richard
before the show.
Childress being asked by Dustin Long, and our buddy Jordan Bianchi's in there tagging along trying to get some good sound. But this is Richard Childress after the 5-lap hold the Xfinity Series race.
Ain't nothing. I'll be in bigger trouble than if I already am with NASCAR, period.
Do you think Dillon should be suspended?
Do what?
Do you think Austin should be suspended?
Hell no. They didn't do a damn thing to the 2 car. When he wrecked tight and admitted to it, drove him in the right rear and wrecked him at Coda. It's who you are. We're a blue-collar team. They give us trouble all the time.
Blue-collar team. Get the hell out of here.
Well, compared to the Hendricks and the 2311s of the world, he's thinking he's a bottom feeder now.
I got me a 100-acre vineyard out here. I'm a blue-collar man making $2 chuck, bitches.
But no, to go back to answer your question, Cole, it looked intentional to me because of what exactly preceded the hit, which is Aric Almirola getting into Austin Hill in the rear, and that causing the entire thing. And you mentioned previously that Austin Hill kind of has a little bit of a preceding record when it comes to being a little bit
just a touch.
Of being a very, very aggressive driver. And so it's not out of character for Austin Hill to get a little angry and intentionally do that little herky-jerky move and intentionally wreck him. So I think NASCAR made the right decision. I just don't understand why he should still be playoff eligible, but I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah,
you know, wouldn't it be great if they started bringing drivers into a room for polygraph test?
It wouldn't be as arbitrary as some of these decisions they make.
I would agree with
right?
that, yeah. Because you get actual blood pressure readings and temperature readings that can tell you if a guy is lying or not.
That would be a TV show.
That would be a total TV
Live
show.
stream that. That's a game changer right there.
You want ratings?
Yeah.
Put
and
Austin
you have
on a
to do
polygraph.
it within a 20-minute window after the race.
Oh, yeah. So you can't prepare yourself to be calm.
Yeah.
It's like, because like back in the day, they used to have the big red truck or the Winston Cup days. And I feel like we don't get that anymore. It's like, hey, Austin Hill has been summoned to the big, what is it now? Big white truck? I guess now the big white truck. So we need more of that. Live stream that afterwards. Like, who is it? It's one of the entertainment websites. One of my favorite video series. I think it's Variety maybe, and they do the polygraph tests on a bunch of these like celebrities and actors.
No way.
Yeah, and it's awesome. It's so much fun.
Oh, I love that.
It's great content.
It is such good.
So again, for that move with Austin Hill, he is at this point all of his playoff eligibility is gone. He's got to, if it stays as is, he's got to work his way into the playoffs.
No,
he's still in the playoffs.
That's completely wrong.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. Going into going into the playoffs, he loses everything that he's.
He will be seated dead last.
Right. He loses everything that he's gained. Sorry, loses everything that he gained for the playoffs.
He can't gain anymore either.
Right. He can't.
No. Mm-mm.
Because
that's a
he's
little
suspended.
tidbit.
You're suspended for a race, and if you go out and win Watkins Glen,
Daytona.
You don't
wow,
get any
I had
more
no
points.
idea about that.
Oh, that's a big part.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Very big deal. And he's been one of the most successful drivers in the series this year. So
Because that's what I was thinking. Just go win Daytona.
yeah,
Okay, guess not.
just don't wreck other competitors. Simple as that.
Holy smokes! Wow. What a gray freaking rule that is. We don't have time for me to spew some of this madness. I've already talked about guys bagging it and so forth. I can't think about getting into more discussion. God almighty. So there you go, man. Holy smokes. I thought the same damn thing, Crasher. Just go out and win.
Just go win
Show
Daytona.
'em.
Yeah.
Well, in the once he gets to the playoffs, that's how he's going to need to advance. Is if
That-
he goes out
right.
and wins a race, and
Right.
which is that's my entire thing. Like you have a guy who was suspended for his on-track content, and then he can still go win a championship. That's a little.
He's not going to though.
Who's to say? Why not? He's been good this year, man.
I don't think anyone's beating JRM. Team's too good.
Yeah, maybe you might be right, but you never know. I don't have the list pulled up in front
Richie,
of me.
they're a blue-collar team, my friend.
Yeah.
Blue-collar
They have
teams
no
don't win
chance.
championships.
They have no chance.
Yeah. Dale Jr. is not a blue-collar
He
team.
was in the Final Four last year, Austin Hill, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
You guys want to do Celsius? Or what?
I was saying no. Talladega's part of the playoffs this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
he
so
could
he
win
just-
that.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
I think you should do Celsius because we talked about Bagnett already, so
Yeah.
might as well keep it rolling.
Back.
With underage drinking and whatnot.
All right, let me set this up for you, Freak Nation.
Well done.
If you're like me, you'll notice a lot of subtle sponsorships in sports, specifically motorsports. And one that is ubiquitous is Celsius cans, AJ Allmendinger, and others. Is the Coca-Cola group still together? Every time they drink a Coke on air, they get paid. Is that still going on? Do we know?
I would imagine so.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Those
definitively, but
fake
yeah.
sips.
All right. So we're all familiar with Celsius. Crasher has herself some Celsius. All of us here at
Every
this table
once in a
have
while.
had
Oh,
a
okay,
share.
yeah.
But evidently, according to the internets, there have been some Celsius. And again, Celsius, it's energy and natural this and natural. It doesn't contain any alcohol, or does it? According to our crack staff, Cody C., there is alcohol in some Celsius drinks rolling around out there in the Freak Nation right now.
Uh-oh.
High Noon announced a recall of vodka seltzer drinks that it says were mislabeled as Celsius energy drinks, according to a posting on the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's website.
So wait a minute. Who brought this to their attention? Was it a teen who had a Celsius after school and then got popped for drinking and driving? I mean,
man.
what happened? What made this a story besides the obvious?
I got that answer right here.
Oh.
The recall was initiated after High Noon discovered that a shared packaging supplier mistakenly shipped empty Celsius cans to High Noon. It said no illnesses have been reported from the recall to date.
Nobody's been hungover from a Celsius
Okay, hold
yet.
on. So if I'm hearing you correctly, Celsius cans were sent, but it doesn't say whether they had the labels on them at that point, right?
Yes, they were empty Celsius
They
cans.
were. Are we sure about that?
They
So
were
that's
sent-
probably how they spotted the damn thing. Someone's checking a quality check, or
Yeah.
right? Quality
Yes,
check of
correct.
freaking 4-pack of High Noon. Like, what the hell's this? Right?
Correct.
Hopefully, yeah. So nobody consumed basically a High Noon drink inside a Celsius
According
can.
to the NBC News, that it would be the case. Yep.
Okay, good. So it's actually a non-story.
So are we acting like this is a non-story?
It's a non-story.
Are we sure about this?
Yes, because I'll dive deeper. It's not
Okay.
like these were like singular cans
Mm-hmm.
that were put onto shelves in the wrong place. In a recall notice posted to FDA, High Noon said that an unspecified number of its beach variety packs, which are delicious by the way, sponsor us. Beach variety packs contained cans that are filled with High Noon vodka seltzer alcohol, but have been mislabeled as Celsius Astro Vibe energy drink, sparkling blue Raz edition, also delicious, very delicious, with a silver top. So these were like cans that were put into like packages, but not individually.
Okay.
So you were going to buy alcohol
Mm-hmm.
intentionally, but you weren't. You know what I mean? It's not like you were going to buy a Celsius pack and
Right.
got accidental.
Oh, so it's the flip of
Yes.
it. Oh,
Correct.
dang.
Cole, ask
man.
Richie to say that word again.
Say it again.
Which one?
Say alcohol, Richie. Here it is. Say it.
I have to go through this again.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not like they were, grabbing to buy alcohol.
Oh,
No, now he said it right. Now he said it right.
Now you
But
focused.
pay attention, though.
Okay, I guess so. Jeez, I missed it.
Alcohol, I think, is what he sometimes says.
Yes.
Alcohol.
Yes, I used to have trouble with this on a daily basis back when we used to do the daily radio show
Right.
here in Phoenix. So.
And apparently we talked about a lot of alcohol in athletes.
And haven't brought it up in a while on SpeedFreaks. So this is the first time I've done it. Feel like in years.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
I want to read more into this, but I'm not going to. I think it's a dead issue.
Yeah. I think they caught it before it went. Oh, you're fibbing. You don't think they caught it in time.
Cody, what you said earlier, man, there are attorneys out there that are freaking skulking the internet trying to find somebody that's imbibed,
Right.
who's under 21 years old. You're gonna, you know how you, on all those bullshit news channels, you'll see these really low barrel commercials where if you were in this building in 1976 where asbestos might have jumped it, there might be one of those freaking rank attorney spots that come out. If over the last 6 months, if you imbibed a Celsius, or if you may have suspected that your 13-year-old son decided to have a Celsius but got lit with some Astroglide or whatever the hell it was called. What'd you call it? Astro Vibe?
Astro Vibe.
Who puts Astro in a name anywhere anymore? Right? When I heard Astro Vibe, I went, who the? See?
Is Astroglide still a thing? I'm curious. Okay, it's still on the market. Thanks, Cody.
Cody, you turning red again?
This is too much.
Cole, do you know what Astro?
That went right over my head now. I have
You
no
don't?
idea. Astroglide?
Mm-hmm.
Want to disclose?
Hit the pharmacy section on the way home.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
I can guess.
Yep.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
mind went to the right place.
Okay.
Married
Speaking
people
of Denny.
typically don't need it. But
Speaking of Denny,
so-
yeah.
Hey, baby.
Well, he didn't need it. He didn't.
Right?
Need it, no.
Can you guys be more specific? I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
Lubricant.
There we go. Not the Lucas Oil variety.
And not the Lucas Oil variety, right?
For a different kind of engine.
There was one of our co-hosts at one time that went on a trip for us for the first time to Las Vegas. And I bought some Astroglide and dropped it into his carry-on.
Of course, TSA requirements was a little too
Pulled him
above the limit.
aside, and she pulled out this big old freaking tube of Astroglide.
Cole, here's a little heads up. Don't go on trips with these two because they tried to pull the same crap on me.
Oh.
And
he was given a heads up.
and there was like, oh, be ready for this. And I was given it, and the TSA didn't catch it. So I didn't catch it until we got to the Airbnb, and I was rummaging through my stuff, and I was like, what the frick is this?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, what was it?
I think it was Nashville.
Yeah, that was Nashville for the draft.
NFL draft.
I think because your bag looked like something from 1972, like Columbo had it.
Columbo?
Yeah. Freaking Barnaby Jones. Oh, man, this guy's not trying to get through anybody with this freaking Corinthian leather bag missing a handle.
Well, what was slipped in there?
Yeah, what was in your
Was
bag?
it Astroglide or just?
It was some random type of lube. I don't know. But it wasn't.
So it's always a lube. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
Random type of lube.
It wasn't like I don't know if you guys were on the social media last night or were watching the WNBA game in Atlanta.
Oh.
You guys see that?
Yep.
There was a green
Phallic
shaped thing that was thrown onto
Toy.
the court.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of the male version, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
What other versions are there?
Oh, you could have green woman stuff too.
That's not a phallic.
It's not a phallic. Do you remember those hats and some of them got real graphic?
A phallic, Crasher, a phallic is...
Yeah, I know. You can make it with an opening. You can make it with an opening.
You guys okay? What the hell did you guys do this weekend while I was gone?
I'll educate.
I teased the show saying it was going to be very explosive. I didn't think it'd be this explosive.
Hey!
This is an explosive horsepower hump day.
I mean, it's literal hump day.
On the hump day. On the hump and hump day.
The hump and hump day.
We talk about Denny's sex life. We talk about how all of you out there can have a better sex life with Astroglide. And yeah, it's just, that's where we're going.
I sense sponsorship.
I do too.
Yeah, you make that call, Koku Samano.
I didn't even know what it was 5 minutes ago, so I'm not qualified for that call.
Cody, you want to chime in? I thought you raised your hand. I thought, oh, okay.
No.
When you got to go to Dale Jr., Dirty Mo, to save your ass, then you know you've certainly gone deep. All right, so...
He won't stop. It's just, and it's not, that wasn't even just a racing terminology that got us. That was just Kenny Sargent's original.
It was announced this week that Mexico City will not be returning, and possibly Chicagoland filling the slot. However, go ahead and bring up his Twitter. That's Dale Jr., that is. His tweet regarding the news about Mexico City. If there's anybody in the know of some news that might be coming around here fairly soon, it's Dale Jr. And he says, and this ain't the last big domino to fall, I hear. He's referring to Mexico City out next year.
What in the heck could be a big domino for 2026? I mean, big domino.
There's like only a handful of tracks that we've been to that I feel like it could be. Mm-hmm. There's Rockingham, which the Xfinity Series raced at this year. There is a points-paying North Wilkesboro race, or maybe even the return of Road America, which I would like the most of all those options.
I would like Road America, too.
I think somebody put up on X today that the last race there was 110,000 people in attendance. I don't know how accurate that is. I got to fact check that.
I think that's 3-day.
If that's true, that's a no-brainer in my opinion.
Still amazing.
And that's one of the best road courses in the racing world, in my opinion.
Big domino. For some reason, I'm not seeing the NASCAR audience taking Road America as a big domino. We do, because we love the track. But I think a Rockingham or a North Wilkesboro would be a big domino to that crowd. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for sure.
Those are interesting points.
Oh, Canada.
Montreal, you say? Here's the deal. Why is Mexico City out for 2026? It's the World Cup, and Mexico City is hosting a lot of events. No, you're not going to do it. Toronto is going to be moved on the IndyCar schedule. It's not going to be early July like it is now. That hasn't been announced yet, but it's coming. That's going to be moved later because of the World Cup. You can't just throw a World Cup city like Montreal into the NASCAR schedule. You just can't. No, not with 2026. No.
Here's another thought. What if they took away the Roval and brought back the Charlotte Oval for a second time in 2026, which, again, I would love as well. But did you guys hear this last week? We missed it on Sunday. Their Xfinity Series race this year, it's going to be held under the lights at the Roval. They're putting some lights in.
I like that.
So maybe not, but it'd be a cool one.
I like that.
All I know is when I was at Mexico, I heard from a very reliable source. Collects a paycheck from Canada, from NASCAR, who said...
Justin Trudeau?
He's not even Trudeau was...
Is he the PM still there? Or is it another guy?
No, I think they have a new guy now.
They have a new guy? Okay, yeah. When he's not hanging out with Katy Perry?
Canada is doing all they can to get a race. All they can. And
well, 2027 makes sense.
Okay.
2026 does not.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
You might want to get used to that national anthem there, NASCAR. Richie, where are they going?
I was scrolling the Reddit page here because I wanted to see what kind of the big rumors are surrounding in the NASCAR fan base, and you mentioned Montreal seems to be the biggest one that I've seen. The other one I've seen is possibility of moving North Wilkesboro to a points race. I've seen that as well, and the implication there is that Dale Jr. has been very close in the process of getting North Wilkesboro back to it being a racing venue that the Cup Series can go to. So I've been seeing that a little bit. And I'm assuming, Dale Earnhardt Jr. here, obviously he is part of the broadcast team for Amazon and TNT. And so I'm assuming that's kind of what we're talking about here is it's going to be one of those races in that part of the middle part of the season that we're going to get, obviously, because we're going to lose Mexico City and Chicago off of those dates. We know one is going to be is going to Coronado in California. So we still have that other date from Chicago in July 4th weekend, and I'm curious what that's going to be, and I wonder if that's maybe the case as well.
Currently, North Wilkesboro holds what? 25, 30,000 people, right?
If that.
On it.
And would there be a more July 4th-y type race than going to the backwoods of Wilkesboro, a track owned by Bruton Smith?
25,000, by the way.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
But to the NASCAR crowd, the diehards, does it.
But with Dale saying something dropping, we know about him championing that track. Mm-hmm. Right?
Correct.
4th of July would kind of be a bit of a buzzkill for me. I know it's like the roots of NASCAR, but it just what we've seen so far in the exhibition races hasn't been very appealing to me. But again, we saw some fun fanfare with like Bowman Gray and North Wilkesboro, so it could be a fun thing, I guess, if you're there in attendance. But $25K, not that much.
Cody, what's your backbone telling you in this, my friend? Where are they going to go?
I just want the Firecracker 400 back.
Amen. Amen to that.
I think the city of Daytona would like to speak with you.
Bring it on. We can have a conversation.
There's not a better generic race name than Firecracker 400, is there?
So fitting.
And to me, that's always been like renaming the Rose Bowl to the Celsius Bowl. It's like renaming, giving that race like the Celsius 400. No, it's the Firecracker 400, maybe presented by Coca-Cola, but it's still Firecracker 400. You can't name it the freaking Gainbridge 400. You just can't.
You don't like Coca-Cola Zero Sugar 400?
That was such a mouthful. I mean, come on.
Right?
Yeah, no.
I'm good.
One other item I'd like to bring up, Crash Gladys, is the IndyCar Series. You and I were talking about this earlier, where they evidently, according to our friends at Fox Sports, had some decent ratings with Laguna Seca.
Mm-hmm.
But what does IndyCar do? They're racing this weekend, right?
Nope.
What about next weekend?
Nope. 2 weeks off yet again. The same problem that started the season. Even though Iowa Saturday's race just sucked on ratings. Iowa Sunday wasn't anything to write home about. But overall this summer, there's been, even if it's little, some sort of momentum post 500. It's been better than the spring ratings overall. But yeah, here we go again. 2 weeks of nothing. Here's what I want to know. Is Portland going to come out and be another 734,000 rating number? Why were Toronto and where were we last?
Laguna Seca.
Oh, duh. Oh, my God. Only one of my favorite tracks. Why were Toronto and Laguna Seca the exact same TV rating number? Granted, it is rounded, but 734,000 in Toronto, 734,000 in Laguna Seca.
Conspiracy.
Really? That seems odd to me. Is that just a number that they picked out, or did they forget, copy paste and forget, oopsies, to put the new number in there? I don't know. It just seems strange.
All I know is my favorite IndyCar driver on record is Max Verstappen.
Oh.
Oh, no. Are you talking about that promotion?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
my
I
gosh.
am. Yes.
So, yes, a lovely hotel in the Nashville area. Damn it, I wish I would have put this up on our thread so we'd have this graphic. Puts up this big promotion for the Nashville race. You want to see some great IndyCar action, hype in IndyCar this, IndyCar that, and it's a picture of Max Verstappen, you fuckers. Oh, it's so frustrating. Why? Well, you know what? That goes back to IndyCar. You've got to better brand manage. You cannot allow this stuff to happen. It's been happening for decades. Fix it. Somebody has to get in front of this stuff and just plain fix it. This is an F1 car. This is an Indy car. What's racing at Nashville at the finale? Indy car. That picture in your little promo, sorry, we don't have the picture to put up here. That's an F1 car.
Great rant.
I know I saw Kenny sit back. I'm like, I really don't intend to rant, but okay, I guess I will.
We get updates from Fox Sports regarding ratings, specifically IndyCar. 734,000 viewers watched Alex Palou win Sunday's IndyCar Series race at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca on Fox. I don't care what happened last year, Crasher.
Oh, yeah, I don't really
Still,
don't either.
when you see the number, it's up plus 829%.
Stop it. Was Laguna Seca last year a CNBC race because of some sort of delay or?
From 79,000 viewers for last year's Laguna Seca race that was affected by a network scheduling change.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even care either. None of these races should be below 1 million, period. If you really want to consider yourself a major sporting series in the USA, in the world, in whatever, anything below 1 million, any weekend of the year is wrong. It's just, you've got to figure that out. You are lucky, IndyCar. You are lucky that the head of Fox is a huge IndyCar fan, graduated from Indiana University, I can't remember where he went to high school, but just north of Indianapolis. So you're lucky in that regard. But you have to start fixing things. You have to start turning things around yesterday, because anything below 1 million next year, I don't care. I don't care about years past. I don't care what was done, because a lot was done wrong. You have to make things right, and you have to make them right now. And that whole F1 branding versus IndyCar branding, that's just the tip of the iceberg of what needs to change. There we go. There it is.
My favorite little nugget about this is that car is Daniel Ricciardo. He hasn't driven for Red Bull in this specific.
Oh, seriously?
Okay, so this isn't even. This is Daniel Ricciardo back in the Aston Martin days. So this is like 2019. This is like a 2019 Red Bull here.
Okay, so that's, oh my God, I do see the Aston Martin now. So Cole and I just looked at the Red Bull and just said, oh yeah, Red Bull. Oh my gosh, I see that now.
Yeah, that's a number 3 in the car, so that's how you can tell that is Daniel Ricciardo. So this is a really old picture that they just.
It's even worse. Thanks, Richie.
They just.
It is even worse.
They just clearly just Googled race car, and that's just what came up first, and it's a 2019 Red Bull.
Google car, race car. Ooh, that looks like an Indy car. Let's go.
Freak Nation, Friday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Cole Cusimano with his brother, Steven Cusimano. They dropped some information where you cats that are walking around with some extra freaking coin in your pocket might want to take heed to some of their advice. You're on a pretty good little roll. Indianapolis kind of effed you, right?
A little bit, yeah. I chalked it a lot to strategy, which, that's part of the game. But I think it also it resets the balance a bit, and how I observe things going forward for Iowa and Watkins Glen and all these different tracks. Because, going into this one, you had 2 road courses, a street course, you had a speedway. So a lot of maybe misjudgments or, I guess, drivers that were contenders for these specific disciplines that weren't maybe so for Dover and now Indianapolis. But making the outlines today for Iowa, I've got a really good grasp on this track. There's some really interesting numbers. I don't want to share right now to give away, and because we're going to make our Beat the Freaks picks. But there's a few drivers here that have some insane short track stats in 2025 that should not be overlooked.
It's called the Money Stop, Freak Nation, and you can watch it 7 a.m. Eastern on SpeedFreaks YouTube page, where, again, Steven Cusimano and Cole Cusimano.
Do you see what he just did to your name?
The Money Stop, Freak Nation. I'm curious if you think, would you chase something like a Tyler Reddick at plus 1,400?
Nope, I definitely would not.
Joey Logano?
I have Logano as a sleeper on this outline. Yes, right. I do. Give you a little insight here. So for sleepers, I'll give you the 4 I have here. Chase Briscoe, who had a bit of a stinker in terms of results at Indianapolis, but had back-to-back runner-ups going in. I got him. He also did the tire test at Iowa this year, so that's a big deal. I got short track ace Josh Berry in there, Chase Elliott, and Joey Logano. Those are sleepers.
Okay.
Tyler Reddick, his short track numbers are not the best, especially in 2025. That's why I went against what the results have said over the past handful of races, because he has had a lot of speed, albeit on a lot of road courses, but short track programs just not there.
Can I want to follow up because you mentioned Tyler Reddick there. First of all, I obviously did not watch the Brickyard 400. I was too busy walking around in a gigantic white coat and looking freaking awesome in it. But I did get here's the importance of Bubba Wallace's win, which is I had a friend of mine text me a picture that her and her dad were watching the Brickyard 400, and as far as I know, not big NASCAR fans, but they happened to be watching this race, and she texted me knowing full well where I was, and I wasn't able to watch the race, and I wasn't going to be on the show that night, that Bubba Wallace had won the Brickyard 400. Cool. And that goes to show you how big of a deal Bubba Wallace's win was on Sunday. And in addition to that, I was thinking about this, I think, earlier today, which is Tyler Reddick doesn't have a win this year.
Yeah.
It blew my mind that Bubba Wallace is the first driver from 2311 this year to win a race.
Yeah.
Who would have had that in the odds makers' books prior to the season, that Bubba Wallace would win a race before Tyler Reddick? Tyler Reddick is your defending regular season champion in the Cup Series. Won a bunch of races last year. One of the best racers in the sport, was in the Final Four last year in the championship race. And Bubba Wallace has a win before he does this
Think
year.
about that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's been a wicked year for Tyler Reddick.
He's still 6th in points somehow, which I find hard to believe. But, yeah, to this point, 22 races, no win. It's insane.
But 6th in points.
You know, we didn't pay off the Austin Hill with the Christopher Bell video,
Oh,
did
right.
we?
No.
Want to pay it off
Sure.
real quick?
Let's go.
Let's play the Austin Hill video. Again, there's no love lost with our viewers on YouTube right now in the comments section. They are all pounding Austin Hill and the suspension. This again is Austin Hill allegedly going after Aric Almirola. Let's see that one more time, and then I'm going to play you Christopher Bell taking out Zane Smith. Okay? Bam. All right. So Austin Hill, he suspended a race. Now here's Christopher Bell. We got both perspectives, right? Zane Smith and Christopher Bell. Let's go Christopher Bell first. This is on the backstretch at IMS.
This is Christopher Bell right here. That was, I don't know what that was. Keep coming, keep coming. Absolute.
Earnhardt. I don't know what that was. I wanted to hear what Letarte was going to finish with there. That was absolute
bullshit.
See, that is more definitive to me than Austin Hill.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
I can get behind that. You know what's crazy? NASCAR viewed this. They reviewed it. And they said it was aggressive, but it was a mistimed racing move by Christopher Bell, not a move of retaliation that rose to a level of penalty. So I want to see Zane Smith's in-car camera to see if there was any contact before Bell turned him. But I mean, saying that was a mistimed move is a complete BS remark, because his bumper was literally, his nose was about halfway to his bumper before he made that contact. Yeah. So I don't get it. Look, here's Zane. Okay.
Zane Smith's camera.
17, just play defense into 3.
Yeah. No.
Lock it down, lock it down.
And again, we're talking about a track that has high speeds. So you would think NASCAR would look at this differently. They admitted to looking at the Austin Hill alleged intentional crash differently because of the high speeds of the Brickyard versus Austin Cindric on Ty Dillon at COTA. So yeah, I'm flummoxed.
Have the Bella on cam again? Because look at this. It doesn't make much sense to me.
It doesn't.
It's a different story.
And then he turns.
He's literally on his bumper. If he's up the track and then he goes down to make a move to cut behind him, it's a different story. But he's literally a headlight into that left rear bumper before he makes that hit. So that's not mistimed. I think that's intentional.
If you hook a driver at that speed, aren't you supposed to be penalized?
You should be.
He should be, yeah.
You should be.
Yep.
So. Zane Smith has not said anything, at least from what I can pull up regarding specifically that Christopher Bell intentionally hooked me, but his tweet did say 2 weeks in a row getting hooked in the right rear. I don't need to read between the lines there, but getting hooked. And sorry, man, that was more evident to me than Austin Hill.
What's the beef though? Because I could see the beef between Austin Hill and Aric Almirola, but I didn't watch the race here. So what was the beef? Why would Christopher Bell have done this intentionally?
That's what I was saying. So I didn't see anything happen leading up to that between him and the 38. But I'm thinking maybe it was like he wanted a caution with whatever it was, 10 laps to go.
Oh, we talked about
that. Or
that.
it was overtime, actually. So like maybe he wanted to manufacture an opportunity for himself or for Denny or for Bubba.
For Toyota.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
for
all
Bubba.
I could think of. I don't think Zane did anything to him. He's not a very aggressive driver.
Right.
In my opinion.
Which there's precedence for repercussions for that, because I don't know if you remember this, Cole, but I remember it being a Dale Jr. fan. Do you remember years ago at Bristol, if I'm not mistaken, where Dale Earnhardt Jr. was like at the tail end of the lead lap and he spun intentionally.
Yep.
He spun intentionally to bring out a caution, and he ended up getting some sort of penalty from it. I don't exactly remember what it was, but I think it may have even been a points penalty. But that's kind of what reminds me here. So. I see no evidence here. Again, this is the first time I'm kind of walking through this. I see no evidence that this was done intentionally. To me, it looks like, again, NASCAR has the data here, so they can see what was going on in Christopher Bell's car. In that view that we showed Cody, I didn't see his hands there. To me, it looks more like a racing incident than without any knowledge of what happened prior. It makes more sense to me that this would just be called a racing incident than not for me.
Right.
Or intentional wrecking to benefit the Toyota team. That is something that I can't believe nobody has really even considered.
Crasher, you guys are missing the entire point. I was hoping one of you guys would take the bait, grab the hook, and be pulled in. Who does Zane Smith drive for?
FRM. Lawsuit.
Front Row Motorsports, part of the lawsuit with NASCAR. Something as plain as day, a hook on the right rear. Nothing happened to Christopher Bell.
Oh, see? And now we're back to the blue collar versus white collar teams.
I'm following now.
If that was Kyle Larson and he did that, I'd have a different story. But Front Row trying to beat NASCAR in court, maybe Christopher Bell got softballed a little bit there with no penalty.
That's a good point.
So,
boy, there's so many things going on.
That's how I wanted to pay the goddamn thing off 45 minutes ago.
We did.
Can I bring up one more thing? And I can be quick. But another thing that caught my eye this week was the discussion on Denny Hamlin's podcast about this playoff committee. And again, I made my piece last week that I'm just so sick of this conversation, but we're going to bring it up anyway because people are pissed off about it, and I want to get the chat angry. Okay, so
did you hear that, chat?
So Denny Hamlin brought up on his show that, as part of the playoff committee, Jeff Gluck a part of this committee, Kelly Crandall a part of this committee, and the discussion this week was revolving around how much influence the TV partners have over the playoff guidelines and the way that NASCAR conducts their playoffs. So the implication here is that the TV partners, who are the ones paying NASCAR a lot of money, and I don't have the number in front of me here, but it's millions and millions of dollars to air races, it would make sense to me that they would have the influence here. And I think it's the same way in like the other leagues that pay a lot. And so like the NFL, you're telling me the NFL doesn't have that CBS, ESPN, Amazon don't have the ear of the NFL and whispering in the ear and be like, hey, can we expand the playoffs? Get another team in the playoffs so we can get those ratings boost and make more ad revenue, right? And that's what they did. We got another playoff team. And guess who's making the money? It's the TV partners that are making a lot of money of that, right? And it's the NFL that's raking in more money. So that's all this is to me. It makes sense the TV partners would have the ear in NASCAR and that the TV partners would want this Game 7 moments as much as possible. And so fans complaining about this, I don't understand why. Do not understand. I don't. please explain to me. Somebody explain to me.
You don't understand why fans are complaining?
I don't understand why fans are pissed and seem to be like obnoxious to the fact that TV partners are in on this. And NASCAR admitted this back in November too. Remember at the press conference they were talking about how they would be in discussions with NBC relating to because NBC is the one that airs the playoffs for the most part, right? And so they were like, oh yeah, we're in discussions with NBC as well and trying to figure out the best kind of playoff format. So I don't understand why NASCAR fans are pissed about this. So somebody please explain to me why the NASCAR fans would be pissed about this.
I haven't seen a lot of the NASCAR fans being pissed at TV having such an influence. I think they're just pissed at the playoff format in general. And all of this is getting clumped together.
So they're just like looking for like throwing darts at a dartboard of who to blame? And so that's who they're going to blame is the TV partners?
Potentially, yeah.
So TNT's gone. They wrapped up their coverage of NASCAR. TNT's average age over those races, average. Remember this, it takes the lowest and the highest, and they got an average. Their average age is 62.
Oh, come on. Come on. Ooh.
That's not good.
No, that's
62 years old. That's the average. Again.
Average. That's
the average.
That's very high.
That is insane.
Prime Video? It doesn't sound like much, but it is. 56 years old.
That's still the average.
I would think that would be like the high 30s or something.
I know. I was thinking like right at 40. Wow.
There you go.
Interesting.
I hate NASCAR. Do format.
Season long points.
Bring back the 1977 season.
Back in the day.
But I thought it was interesting too that for whatever reason, like back in November, NASCAR seemingly hinted that there would be some changes to the format. We're almost a year later. We don't have the schedule yet, and we don't have a new format for this year. And who knows about next year if they're going to announce a new format for next year. But that's like, again, another curiosity to me is that NASCAR is seemingly like dragging their feet on this, and for whatever reason, and slow walking trying to come up with this. But like, why is it taking a year to figure this out?
You are so right. It should not have. It's not brain science. I mean, it's just, or brain surgery, whatever the heck the phrase is. It's not rocket science, brain surgery, whatever.
Combination.
First, you don't need 10 races in the playoffs either. That is 1/3 of your season. And to me, that's just, that's exhausting. You don't need... Do you need 16 drivers? Okay, sure. Let's stick with that number. But you don't need 10 races. What you do need is some sort of a cutoff system. Do you need 3 cutoffs? No, because again, you don't need 10 races. But your final segment needs to eclipse the best of the best. Because if you want to crown a champion, one race sometimes in my mind, I go back and forth on this, but because you can compare it to the Super Bowl. That's just one game. Well, guess what? The Super Bowl has the exact same 100 yards, and it's on either grass or turf, and it's very similar year in and year out. This championship with NASCAR, what if somebody else takes you out? I mean, we've talked about this when NASCAR first implemented the playoffs way back in the late 2000s. Our host at the time, Lugnuts, was so pissed because he's like, so you're telling me you'll have 10 drivers vying for the championship in which driver number 32 can just come in and wipe out 5 of their days. And it's like, it's a valid point. And that can happen in that one championship race. So what you need to determine the actual champion at your final cutoff is a road course, a super speedway, and a short oval. You need that, and the combined total of points in that little 3-race conglomerate, that's your champion.
It just doesn't, I'm not disagreeing, Crasher. That just doesn't sound sexy.
It's not sexy. You're exactly
and
right.
How do
it's
you
not
sell
sexy.
that?
The best of the best. I don't know. That's what marketing agencies are hired to do.
I think there's a way that works. I like that a lot, actually, because if you can combine a final 3-race set with I wouldn't say speedway, like a road course, a 1.5 miles, and a short track.
Okay.
That's like perfect right there.
You're right, because super speedways, again, too much can happen.
Right.
And that's why I want it in there. So you make it the 3 races, and you again, I think that's the perfect compromise for me. I love the playoff system as it is now. I think it's great. But I would compromise to you, NASCAR fans, and make that compromise to make it a 3-race championship, and you do it at different disciplines, including a road course, because if you want to be a champion, you got to win on everything.
Yep.
You got to win on everything, at least in this kind of compromised format, I would say.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, now you're insinuating that Montreal is going to join the Playoffs next year?
Playoffs.
Just keep singing.
Later. Hit the out.